Dimension 119, a dimension where anything can happen. Prepare for the strange and unexpected. Enjoy today's episode.
What's going on, everybody? It's Nathan with Dimension 119. We're back at it again with more Curse of Strahd. We are arguing amongst ourselves as players. Some of us want to go take on something that we cannot do yet. And, well, I want to say some of us, I don't want to go do it. So we'll see what happens tonight. We are definitely going to a town that the other two players tonight probably should not be going back to for reasons. And I guess I'm doing the recap tonight as well. So last session, we finished Yesterhill. We fought some twig blights and vine blights and a couple of more baddies, and discovered one of the gems that was left in a very large Strahd statue. One of the gems that we were taking back to the Wizarding World of Wines. After dispatching the statue, finding the gem, and then dispatching all of the baddies on top of the hill, and chopping down the Gothias tree, which we did discover will likely grow back because we did not kill it. We took the gem back to the Wizarding World of Wines, turned it in. They said that they would be able to make grapes mash number 3 again, purple grapes mash number 3 again, and gave one of us a fancy new bow, rewarded us with 3 barrels of wine, which we will be taking back to the Vistani camp very soon. On our way there, we must go to Valaki, and Valaki is where we've had some trouble before. If you've watched the stream, you know that one of the party has killed an innocent in Valaki, as well as some people that were very deserving of death and punishment. So I'm sure that won't come back to bite us in the butt. Derek, it is all yours.
Okay. Alrighty then. So, y'all are still in at the Wizard of Wines winery, and you are currently discussing your plans for the next morning. While Rajin has disappeared.
So if we're going back, Laerthar, you should probably wear the Hat of Disguise then, right?
Oh, sure. I mean, it's mine after all. Bought it.
I can stay in the cart if possible, so that way we don't really draw any suspicion to ourselves. If we've got an extra wine barrel, then I could just hide in that.
Oh. Well, are we going to drop the wine off first, or are we going to do it later?
Well, Derek, don't we have to go through Valaki to get to the Vistani camp?
No, the Vistani camp is on the western side of Valaki, so it's on the way to Valaki.
Yeah, we had to go when we went to the...
Yeah.
When we were on the other side when we had to go back to the camp. I was thinking it was on the other side of Valaki.
We can always, grab a crate or something. And I can hide in that. Wine barrel would be preferred because crates are small and I am not.
Can we please be like what is it? Is it Toy Story 2 where they all hide in the traffic cones?
I don't think they have a traffic cone big enough for me to hide under.
Yeah, just we'll flip over one of these. We'll buy one of these casks here and flip one of those over.
Oh dang, I can't get inside it because it's not like centered. I tried.
Our ADD's kicking in already.
I think you need to just like get in as much as you can, and we'll get a plunger, and just kind of like shove whatever's in to fit.
I
And
am
then,
not nearly as squishy as like some of you other humanoids are, though. I'm mostly just scales.
Oh, I think you'd squish if it was pushed hard enough.
No, I am just all muscle. Like that does not squish. And he kind of just like shows off his arm to demonstrate and also show off a little bit.
You don't have to prove anything to him, dearie. You're just fine the way you are. If we're going to...
saying, everything squishes if you press hard enough.
If we're going to drop off the wine first, let's make sure they've got it loaded up. And I'll go check to wherever they were loading it just to make sure everything's securely on the wagon and make sure everything's loaded up good.
I'm going to follow after you.
Yeah. You would see that the Martikov family is still loading up the wine. Every barrel is quite heavy, so it takes a little bit for a little bit of time to load up the wagon, but they are safely securing it in the wagon as you are speaking.
Hey Iris, when we get into town, do you think it'd be possible that I could give you my sword and you could possibly get me a great sword while we're there? I think it's time I upgraded.
I can look, dearie, but I've not been to this town before. I don't know anything about it or about it look, but if you can maybe point me in the right direction, I'll see what I can do for you.
If there's anyone I'd trust to get me a new weapon, it's an oaken beard for sure.
Do you want this dagger back? Well, I mean, my brother did give it to you, and you did say it turns into a great sword, if that's what you're looking for.
I've tried to get it to work, but it won't work for me. So I think that maybe it needs to be in more capable hands.
She just kind of looks at her warhammer, and then back at you, and then back at her warhammer, and just kind of pats the head of the warhammer, and all right, if you say so. Just give me some direction when we get there, and I'll see what I can do for you.
Which is great because I don't know where the shop is in there.
Did you say that out? Do you say that out loud to Iris?
No, this is out of character.
Okay.
We never went there.
We just went to the, well, Iris didn't, but some of us went to the general store, right? At least.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did go there to get Larenthara's hat.
I'll put my hat on.
So
who are you gonna transform into?
I'm gonna hat. I'm gonna puff myself up to be like really tall, and I'm going to look like Isaac again.
Larenthar, Isaac's already walking around in town. If there's two of them, you're gonna get caught.
Oh, then maybe not necessarily unless I run into him, and then it's like, what are they gonna do? Believe him or me?
I just shake my head and I turn to Iris and I'm like, please talk about that.
what am I talking him out of, dearie?
Wearing that disguise! This is a guy that lives in Valaki. They're gonna see him, and then he's gonna walk in.
There. Well, then they won't notice because he lives there.
Mm,
Listen, he won't listen to me. I thought maybe he'd listen to you.
it's probably a good idea to disguise yourself as someone who lives in town, but it's probably not a good idea to disguise yourself as someone you've had a I don't know if I'd say a run-in with, because I don't know too much about what's happened, but it sounds like you all know this person relatively well.
Who's he wanting to disguise himself as? Isaac?
It's the only guy I know. There. Well, it could be as the burgomaster, but that would probably raise a whole bunch of questions.
Why don't you disguise yourself as this, Marc?
You could be Irina, and then if Strahd shows up, we can just hand you over and be done with everything.
Are you saying the same character?
Is Marc would pipe in? Is Marc would pipe in? Hell yeah, that's a good idea.
We are not.
I think he wanted Ordin more than me.
But if you looked like Irina, that'd be different.
Look, if he had Larenthar, he'd be returning him within the day.
What are you talking about? I would, I would, everyone would love to spend more time with me.
But if he pretended to be Larenthar's version of Irina, maybe he'll give up on Irina.
That's true.
I don't think so. I don't even think he ever talked to her, honestly.
Irina would tell you, no, we've definitely had some conversations before. Not great ones, but conversations.
I take it the first date didn't go too well, dearie.
He's only bitten me twice.
So it went better than expected?
If you're into that kind of a thing, yeah.
I guess, Iris is into that sort of thing.
She'll just stay quiet after that. Yeah.
Got her.
Cat got me. So are we?
Well, let's put it okay. I won't use. I'll just disguise myself as someone else.
I assume that the Vistani loaned us horses since we've been pulling this cart all over the country.
You had horses to pull it to begin with.
Yeah, from the Vistani, right?
So muscly, after all.
I can't remember if you got it from the Vistani or from somewhere else.
Because we got the cart from the Vistani.
Okay, then yes, you did.
Okay. So, I'm not sure Iris would know this, but well, I guess I can't say it because Iris probably wouldn't know. Because Iris wasn't with y'all when y'all went to visit the Vistani.
Is it morning now?
No, you haven't slept yet. It's still dusk, nighttime. So you haven't replenished any spells or anything just yet, but you will eventually.
Iris will yawn, and if they're getting all the wine loaded up for us, and we don't need anything else, and we don't need help, we might as well get some shut-eye.
How can you stand it? Sleeping, it's so creepy.
Usually I lay down.
Davian would respond. You're more than welcome to spend the night here again. We don't have quite enough beds for the whole lot of you, but you're welcome to stay in one of the in one of our children's rooms in a sleeping bag or homemade cot of some sorts if there's room, but not guaranteeing it'll be comfortable.
Iris will
That's fine.
pat her bedroll and just point me to a free spot on the floor. I'll be fine.
So have you guys discussed? I know in the Discord we had a conversation. Did Larnthar bring up that conversation at all, or are you just ignoring what you wanted to do?
I wouldn't bring it up to them. Why would I? I know what they would say.
Fair enough. Okay, so it is now morning, and the wagon is loaded and ready to depart as soon as you're ready.
You guys ready to go?
Iris probably was up
Yeah,
before.
sure. See, where's that?
Iris was
I didn't sleep, so
yeah, Iris was probably up before Ordin at least, and doing like morning prayers and cleaning the shield and polishing the warhammer and things like that. Just kind of putting things in order. Seeing as how I changed a few spells, she definitely spent a good amount of time in prayer before we were ready to leave. Either last night before she actually slept or this morning before everything was ready to go.
Would you have been rooming with anybody, or you and Ordin, you and Larnthar? Who would you have been rooming with?
Probably tried to room by myself. With seeing as how I know I needed to do that.
Like, there's
And
plenty. There's like you wouldn't have been able to be in a bedroom then, so you'd probably be out in the hallway or down in one of the rooms somewhere else if you were by yourself.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered just as long as there was a bare spot on the floor where she could lay her bedroll.
Yeah, I guess I will sit on the floor of the room Irina and Ismark are in, just with my back to the door, and sleep that way.
Yeah, so yeah, if you're ready to depart, Davian wishes the best of luck in finding his son and hopefully another one of the lost gems.
You said your son owned the inn, right?
That is correct. Him and his wife and in family own the inn in Valaki. We don't talk too much. The only business I have remaining with my son is the every month or so uh, we bring a couple of barrels of wines and to the inn to replenish their stocks. Other than that, I have no contact with him.
I hope it's not asking, like, getting into details, but what happened between you all?
Making the DM look back up at the goddamn thing.
Making the DM do his job. I don't know if this is for sure, but I know one night when when we first realized the first gem was stolen, Davian, who was supposed to be on watch that night and watching over the vineyard, was, let's just say, not being wasn't very responsible. I came to find out he was off
he was shirking his duty to spend time with his girlfriend at the time, which has become his wife. And shortly after that, he had left the vineyard after an argument of that we had, and I haven't really spoken to him since.
And you said his name was Davian?
No, no. The head of the Martikov family is Davian. Who you're talking to now is Davian. The eldest son's name is Erwin.
Or that's right, I knew that.
Is there anything that you think we can say or do that would persuade him to either return the gem or tell us if he knows anything about where it went?
You can try whatever you'd like, but although we are at odds and we've had our disagreements, he's not an inherently bad person. I'm not saying what he did anything on purpose, or even if he even has it. He's just the most likely one to have it because he was the last one to be known that was on watch for them.
Well,
And the third one.
He's
Sorry, go
not
ahead.
an inherently bad person.
We're not interested in hurting him. I just wanted to know if there was something that we could say that, might trigger him or might bring him back to his senses if he's done something this seems a bit out of sorts for him. If we can fix it, or
I'm
if we
sure
can change
you-
it, or figure
I'm
out
sure
if he knows something, then maybe we can.
Sure, you've been there. Young love has its ways of causing a lack of judgment.
Do you? How do you feel about his wife?
Don't know her. I don't even know her that well because I haven't really read much on her. She's a nice girl. Never had anything wrong with her. There's nothing wrong with her up until the point the first gem went missing. After that, they've obviously kept their own side and haven't really given any answers on what happened on that night.
What do you think he would be using the gem for? Do you think he could have sold it?
Him, no, he knows what the kind of power that gem can grant to somebody. He wouldn't let. I don't think he'd let it into somebody. He wouldn't let it into the wrong hands. I don't think he'd sell it to anybody. He doesn't really have much to gain from that. The reason why he might have taken it, I couldn't tell.
And the third gem, I know you said it was possible, but are you sure that Baba Lysaga has it and not it's somewhere else?
Well, 3 weeks ago, from one such attack, of the blights that you have graciously taken care of, um, the third gem was dug up and taken. Um, the blights had already have taken the first one. The blights and I guess druids had already taken the second one. I don't feel they would have anything. They would have taken the third, so it had to be that witch.
Well, we're gonna deal with her last, as far as I'm concerned. I've definitely got a score to settle with her. But
Yeah.
from what Ordin tells me, I personally don't think we're ready yet.
No, we'd be going into it with one less person. And granted, we did try to just run away from her last time we saw her, but I still don't like our odds.
Yeah, she was a very, very powerful witch before she got a hold of that of the gem. I'm terrified of what she has gained from it. I do not I do not hold any jealousy against whoever faces her in the future.
Well, are you guys ready to go?
As ready as I'll ever be. This I don't know much about this town. It sounds like it's gonna be a bit of I wouldn't say fun. It sounds like it's gonna be a trip for at least for you two.
It'll be fine. Everything's okay. Nothing bad happened there. I'll smile.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
go.
nothing bad's gonna happen again. And I smile back at him.
Yep. Definitely not going to be a fiasco.
Bring everybody to the map of Barovia.
Dude, you better not die because then we'll have no one to be like the party head for these little exhibitions.
Oh. You can just use my ghost token.
Okay, so you start heading out. One sec. Okay, so you start heading out north east, back up the hill, back towards the crossroads from which you came. Nothing happens as you get to the first crossroads, and you come right. If you turn right, that's the way back to Valaki, and then there's the path left, which you haven't traveled yet.
Oh, well, let's go. Let's go down this main road this way.
Yep.
And then, because we haven't gone through this little one over here yet, I don't think.
No, you haven't.
So,
You get back
this
to
is
the
main road.
yeah, you get back to the crossroad. Oops, I'm moving the thing. Crossroads here, and you notice, or you don't notice anything, but you know, if you keep going straight this way, you're heading towards Valaki, but there you don't know what's to the south.
There's no sign.
No, there is no sign here.
Where's the Vistani camp that we talked to everybody at? Well,
It's
I didn't, but
technically in Valaki. It's literally at the western edge of Valaki.
okay.
So if you get to Valaki, you're at the Vistani camp.
I mean, Iris can't really say much about where to go because she hasn't been through all of this, but
I'm gonna put Ordin in the. Okay, Ordin, get in the barrel.
I'll just go ahead and get in the barrel.
Iris
one that
will
is not filled with wine, Derek.
Iris will like stop you for a second. We're going to deliver the wine first, right? Do you need to be in the barrel for that?
Well, it's on the outskirts. I don't know what the Vistani have heard. They didn't turn us away after everything happened, so they might be okay with us, and we did help them earlier, but it'd be better not to take any chances.
Whatever you think, dearie. I'm just making sure.
We should go into the town and deliver the one on the way back, since we're coming back this way anyway.
It would make it look a lot more organic if we had more than one barrel of wine back here.
Out of character.
You've taken you have been given the amount of barrels that the Vistani asked for. I don't remember. I think it was 3, correct? Or
Yeah,
was it
but
6?
do we have
Whatever.
do we have like an empty barrel? Because we were talking about that before we left.
Oh, did you ask them for one?
I mean, we were talking about it in character.
Then Davian would have given you an empty barrel if you had
Okay.
technically asked for one. Or mentioned it in any way.
Yeah, we mentioned it right around him.
Okay, so what are you doing?
I think we should go to the town first and deliver the wine on the way back.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
Because we have to come back this way anyway.
Where are you gonna hitch the wagon in barrels of wine as you enter the town?
Well, there's
I
that
guess
one
we'll
place, isn't there? Where we're
Just like I don't know, they had a coach house in the inn, so
Oh,
there's
okay,
there was the place
stockyard.
with
yeah, you could put them in the stockyard, maybe.
Yeah, with next to Rictavio's place,
magical wagon.
I'm gonna say this out of character, just in case it happens. I have a feeling that we're gonna end up running out of Valaki, unable to get the wagon.
Look, I know how to use a wagon. How about if you guys I'll
I
say
do
in
too.
character. I'll say in character that once you drop me off, I'll wait a certain amount of time and then I will hightail it out of there.
Would it be feasible? Well, no, because Ordin would leave Ordin out of his barrel.
So why are you hiding in a barrel? I was preparing for stuff, so
because I can't be seen around because I was seen with the people who killed the Burgermeister.
Right. Not Lauren. Ismark would mention, why don't we just deliver the wine first? Ordin can stay at the Vistani camp until you return. That's always a possibility, isn't it?
I mean, I'm fine with that. Are you guys okay with leaving me with the Bastani for a little while? I promise I won't get too drunk.
We did save the one of the leader's daughters, so in my opinion, they're kind of in our debt.
And we're bringing them wine.
Did Ismark come with us?
Oh, did you bring him, or did you tell him and Irina to stay?
No, they stayed.
Okay, then never mind. They scratch all of that.
Oh, I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying he said that before we left.
No.
Wait, we left. That was a group consensus, right? That we left them behind.
Since nobody wants to answer, yes.
I mean, to be fair, Iris doesn't really. I mean, she's heard like the stories and stuff, but I don't feel like she knows enough about like personal experience enough about everything to really weigh in on that yet. So,
all right, Chris, you be the deciding vote. Did we bring them or not?
And he's gone.
He didn't like the pressure.
He did not like the pressure.
Are you back?
Yay, Discord. I don't know, for some reason it was disconnecting on me.
Okay, did we bring Irina or not? It's your call.
Irina and Ismark, or are they both, or did they stay at the winery?
I guess we'll leave them at the winery. I don't even care either way.
Okay, then none of that was mentioned. So you're going through with putting Ordin in a barrel. Wait. One thing barrel of wine isn't that big. How are you gonna fit inside of it?
Well, apparently Larenthar's going to squeeze me in there.
I don't know how big are the barrels. I mean,
Roll a contortionist check.
if they're that size on the cart, and you could easily
How
fit a
big
fish
is a
inside it.
barrel of wine?
I could also just
The
hide
ones on the
between-
map were pretty big because they
Well,
were
those
filling
are
up the whole
like
cart.
those are their distillery barrels.
Well, would they give us one of those?
I was just looking
No,
at the
because those
cart
are attached to
that had on the cart.
the pipes and everything.
No. I'm talking about the ones that were already in the cart on the map. Those were filling up pretty much. I mean, 3 of those were filling up pretty much a whole cart.
Oh, okay. Let me go back to that map because I can't remember how big they were.
They
I
were
can't
like
imagine
10
they're
feet.
small if they're gonna.
Yeah,
If
they're
they're-
about they're about 5 foot in length.
Yeah,
So
I can just
you
like.
you'd be in a fetal position, but yeah, you could get in there.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Are you putting him in the barrel where you are on the map now, which you still have like a half a day travel to get there?
I don't know, somewhere on the way. But we don't want to get too close to it. I mean,
Maybe about right here.
on the bridge? I don't know. I mean, it might
Before the
fall off
bridge.
You're
cart.
probably an hour and a half away from Valaki.
When we get to the
I
bridge,
mean, we want to do it. We want to do it like before we get within sight of all the other places. But I don't know. Let's just do it here.
Am I just gonna have to sleep in this barrel?
Ordin's gonna be so sore.
Give you a pillow.
Did you bring a pillow?
I have a pillow, sure, in my bedroll. Actually, it is just a bedroll
Why do you have a bedroll?
because it came with my kit.
We should all have bedrolls.
Oh, well,
Do
if he
we?
doesn't sleep.
That's what I was saying.
It just
came
has
with
this-
the kit.
When
When I bought the kit, it said it comes with a bedroll.
He might
just
not
throw it out.
sleep, but he might relax. I mean, I'm sure he lays down at some point or sits down.
Okay. So you're putting Ordin in the barrel.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, you get up to the bridge, and you get up to the bridge. Nothing happens before then, but I didn't even roll the random encounter. I just know there was one. Where is that table?
Oh, that'd be awkward if we got a random encounter while I was
There-
in a barrel.
There's a random encounter. That's why I'm.
He just said
very
there was
excited.
one.
Oh, did he?
Uh-oh.
Should have waited to
We already had that one.
get in the barrel at the bridge.
Okay.
Does the barrel give me extra armor?
What's in the barrel?
It floats if we get pushed off the bridge, maybe.
I need. Well, since
it
Ordin
floats.
is in a barrel, I need Larenthar and Iris to make a survival check.
$19.
Okay.
Let's see here. I gotta pull up my stuff first. Survival.
An 18. Okay. You both spot it. You spot a wolf trap. Its steel jaws caked with rust. Someone has carefully hidden the trap under a thin layer of pine needles and in leaves, right in the middle of the pathway on your side of the bridge. So anybody leaving Valaki towards going down this road, you would be caught in the trap. So you see a bear,
Might
like a
work
bear
on
trap.
cart.
Well,
I
you can
bet
get the
that would give
horses.
me-
It could get the horses.
I'll hop down and
I'll just disable it just really quick.
Okay, it's easy to do that. Okay, then you gonna move on.
I'll poke my head out to see why we stopped.
And you would see Laurenthar just like fidgeting with a little bear trap and throw it out disable it and throw it to the side of the road.
he's probably keeping
put it on
it.
top of the barrel. I'm gonna put it on top of the barrel that Ordin's in.
Well, she popped her head. He popped his head out to see why you stopped. So he's watching you.
I will pretend that
I'll take the little bear jaws and like open them up and go like, "Oh, Pac-Man!"
it's Fantasy Pac-Man.
It's just that's how
I
we
will
used
laugh
to
at
play
that.
Pac-Man. Run around in a corn maze with bear traps.
Iris will take the reins and kind of slap them on the horses and get the carriage moving again, or the cart moving again while this is going on.
You're up to Valaki now. Let's bring you into Valaki.
And as we get into Valaki, before we get into Valaki, I will give Iris my sword and whatever money I have.
Never see her again now.
You just have something against this sword, don't you? You're
Well, that's the
constantly
thing, I
throwing it
lost it
away,
once.
and
I lost it once. It's already got a curse on it.
didn't you lose it twice? Well, you lost it twice, didn't
No,
you? But
just-
one time you didn't. We didn't forget to get it.
Let's just go.
No.
Let's just take the cart to the end.
Are you making a beeline to the inn, or are you gonna stop anywhere? Actually, you get to. Let me just bring. I've always just used Laurenthar's token as where you go. Oh, that's huge.
Gazira.
Laurenthar's token on where you guys are in the town. You start rolling in, and you notice that there are two guards posted at the gates.
They respawned.
Yes, they respawn. They go. They say, "Welcome, travelers. What reason have you to come to Valaki? We haven't had any travelers in quite some time."
I'll point to the barrels behind me and just be like, we're delivering this to the inn. One barrel.
Did you say one barrel?
Yeah, the other ones are for other customers.
Carry on. We weren't expecting a delivery. We heard that the winery's stock has gone dry and they are unable to produce anymore.
That's getting fixed.
Oh, they got new investors. Anyway, how's things in the city?
It's going great. The new what was the goddamn guy's name?
Father Lucian.
Yeah. No longer father. Baron Lucian is taken over after Valakinovich's untimely demise. Things are going pretty well for the folk of Valaki. Lucian has taken over and done quite well. Him and Isaac are running the place quite well now.
Thank God you're not still disguised as Isaac.
Isaac? Who's that? Is he, what happened to the old mayor? Last time I was here, that was, it was that guy was in charge. What happened to him? I thought that was a life position.
But he was so rudely murdered in cold blood in the
He was-
streets by an
dragon
elf,
herd?
by an elf, dragonborn, and dwarf.
It was very rude.
We were given command to keep an eye out for this band of adventurers. Although they did Valaki good, even Baron Lucian doesn't quite welcome them back in yet into town.
What a horrible group of rapscallions.
They even murdered an innocent townsperson. Those bastards.
Well, what's coming to them?
Is there anything that we can do to help take care of that problem of these people running around killing people?
Yeah. If you have any information on the group, you can speak with either Isaac or Baron Lucian. There's a bounty out on their heads, 1,000 gold apiece.
Would you actually need the heads, or would you need? What would you need to collect the bounty?
Anything that proves without a shadow of a doubt that they're dead. So their head, their I guess they really be the head because yep, you need their heads.
Fair enough. I guess Iris won't offer them Ordin's sword as proof that they're dead.
Look, when we stop later, I'll give you a few of my scales.
Has to be enough to make a simulacrum of your head.
Well, I guess like dragon scales would work. It has to be something that prove without a shadow of a doubt to them that one would possibly be dead. Like the dragon scales, like even trinkets wouldn't really work because you didn't really show trinkets to anybody.
Yeah, it won't matter to Iris at that point because she's definitely not. I mean, we might be able to convince them about Ordin with some scales, but she's definitely not gonna end up fetching Ragnar's body to cut the head off and bring it back. Not
Hey,
happening,
man.
so.
That's still 1,000 gold.
Oh, they also mentioned that shitty comedian that was awful at what he did.
If we can find his
Awful at
body,
his job.
the worst comedian in the world, Joe Piscopo.
It sounds like we should.
Joe Piscopo.
Sounds like we should probably get our business taken care of and potentially move on. It doesn't sound like this town's the safest at times. Could you be kind enough to point us to the quickest way to the inn?
Yeah, it's straight down the main road here. You'll run right into it. It's on your left. Probably about probably half a mile down the road.
Which one of the red roof buildings is it?
That
All right, we'll just go there. I think the store was like actually just across like the street from it too.
Iris would look over to Larenthar. I know someone said you guys visited the general store. Do you know anything about a smith or anything like that around here? Or did the general store sell any kind of weapons?
I think like they had stuff there, but I didn't really check that much. But if I remember right, it was actually just like across the street from the store. Was just across the street from like the inn. I went there. I think it might be this building. Well, I changed the map, so I can't sling anymore. But
I'm not Ragnar anymore. You gotta hit me with that every time, don't you, Derek?
I'm sorry the token was left over from the last time we were there.
That token definitely flew in when I scrolled down to that part of the map.
It was actually at the southern entrance. I dragged it over without realizing it was Ragnar.
The hits just keep on
is this
coming.
here? Is this like a little coach house here full or not?
It's kind of like a lumber house kind of a thing.
Okay.
Well, it looks like there's room back here.
Did you have to pull the cart around back, or I guess we'll leave it around back.
Yeah, you can leave the cart around back, and somebody will tie it up for you.
Looks like this is like actually a coach house here because it's got a cart in front of it.
Ordin is now in back.
I will poke my head out before you guys leave, and I will be like, if it gets dark before you guys get back, I'm going to come looking for you.
Oh, okay.
We're not back in 5 minutes. Send a search party.
You got it.
It's probably about 2-3 in the afternoon because you've been traveling all day.
I'll look to Larenthar. So how are we handling this? Do you want to go in?
I don't know. Do you want to go get the sword while I handle the inn, or do you want to talk to the innkeeper? I don't know. I haven't talked to him that much, but I will.
You haven't talked to the innkeeper at all.
I ordered a room from him. Asked him about Irene and Ismark when I first got there.
We talked to the innkeeper, but we didn't talk to the owner.
Yeah, you talked to Danica Martikov, not the owner, not Erwin.
I will. I'll go I'll go over to see if I can find the general store and kind of leave Larenthar to this because he knows a little more about what's going on in the town and stuff, and hope there's no trouble.
Yeah, all by myself again.
You walk in and you see in a very similar spot, Rictavio is drinking at the bar, talking to Danica Martikov. How would you like to make your entrance?
All right, so I'll pull the hat down and disguise myself as like a wealthy businessman. I was walking there.
So you're using your second use of the disguise?
Oh no, that's not. No, it's whatever. That was like the disguise the whole time.
So the first, still the original disguise.
I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna walk in. It's gonna be like a human with like a big mustache. Like, oh, hello there.
Oh,
I'll walk in.
welcome,
I'll
good
just walk
sir.
into the bar, and is there like a little bell?
No, but Danica sees you come in and walk up to the bar. Good sir. What can I do for you today? May I offer you a dish of our uh some lamb chops or some chicken, blah 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 blah, some random chicken dish. I'd offer
Chicken
you
nuggets.
some wine, but we have Rictavio here has graciously purchased the last glass we had in stock.
You don't have any more wine. By the way,
No, unfortunately.
do you, I might be able to. I might know a way to get you more wine. I have business connections. I have business connections. I'm a traveling merchant, and I happen to deal in the wine business a little bit.
We don't purchase any outside wines here at the Blue Water Inn. We only serve
Even
the
from
three
the
or the two wines of
wines.
the Wizard of Wines. What was that?
Well, I happen to have just negotiated a deal as a distributor with Davian. It was where I just came from, actually. Conducting business with them there.
That's impossible. The vineyard has dried up and production has stopped of all wines from the winery. Uh, we haven't had a
That just so
delivery
happens why.
in weeks.
Oh, that just so happens why I came here. I wish to speak with the proprietor of this establishment about that.
She walks over to the door, the door over here in the north, opens it up and says, "Hey, Erwin, there's a gentleman here that says he has some knowledge and uh some connections on wine from the winery. I thought you said your father sent a messenger saying that it is dried up and wine wouldn't be coming anymore." And she'd walk back, and after about a minute, this gentleman comes through the door, a relatively middle-aged gentleman, with a nice long gray beard. Uh, that's right, Danica. My father sent one of my brothers to let us know that there there would no longer be any deliveries. The winery has come down with a mysterious illness, and production has stopped. There's no way this guy has any knowledge that I wouldn't have. And he looks at you with a very skeptical eye.
I just so happened to have I just happened to have come from there, and there was new information there. They have rebuffed their attackers and now can resume production of their Grape Crush number 3, I think. But he wishes to expand his his was to bring them up to full capacity, and that is why I have come to talk to you, good sir.
You say you have a supply? You've brought a supply
Well,
to replenish?
started production again. I don't have a supply at the moment, but what I do have is I do have a business proposition for you because they have started production, and I can guarantee you delivery of their first batch if only you will provide me with a little bit of information I need.
How can I how can you guarantee that the
Have you?
winery has? So
How can
what?
I guarantee? Have you heard? Well, because I would be the distributor myself, good sir. Did you see my wagon pull up around back?
Yes, and there's the we. I have been told that there has been a wagon tied up in the back of the inn, and that there are
Anyway,
barrels in that wagon. If you have not come to at least replenish a little bit of our stock, how can you guarantee that you will ever bring wine to the inn
well,
here?
have you? Well, sure, good sir. And as I was spoken with your father, he says that you might have information about what happened with their gems that provide fecundity to their vineyard.
He looks at you with a very wide eyes. Be, be mindful of your tongue, you fool. And he kind of whispers, if knowledge of those gems were to get out, there'd be terrible, terrible things that happen to Barovia. Come with me
Then let us
to a
retire to your
quieter
office.
location, so we can discuss your proposition. And he leads you into the room that he came from. Oops, reveal.
Oh, I get to see the room. Oh, and it's
You would walk in
there's
and
people in it.
you I haven't gotten there. He would lead you into the room, and he would say, Brom, and what's her name? And Bray, please leave us. Leave this room quickly. Our visitor here and I have some business to talk about, and they would leave down the hallway somewhere. They're no longer near you.
All right.
And he would say, "Please have a seat." And there'd be chairs lined up around the. Whoops, I didn't mean to move you. Lined up around the table.
I will sit down and pull out my pipe and light it. Says, "Ah, do you mind if I smoke?"
No, be my guest. And he would his eyes would he would kind of start rubbing his temples and head. So you know about the winery. You obviously know about the right winery. How
Yeah. So,
I do not know. But
well,
please, next time you go spouting about these gems, and he does like a quotation mark thing, be wary of who might be listening.
do you happen to know what happened to these gems? The gem, because do you happen to know what happened to these gems? Or any information whatsoever? Because once they have been proclaimed, then of course the vineyard will be put up to its full capacity, and then regular shipments will of course come back flowing into your good establishment.
He would respond. He would respond with about 10 years ago, the first gem had gone missing. Where, I do not know. Me and my father have been at disagreement ever since about the disappearance of the first gem. That gem's disappearance meant that we could no longer produce I can't remember what the name of the best one was.
Champagne du Lesmash, I think.
Ooh, sure. The champagne, yeah,
Night.
the champagne du Lestomp.
I was close.
Yeah, you were close. And then about a few weeks, about a month ago, deliveries to replenish our stock are stopped for the other two, the Grape Smash and the Red Dragon. I only assume that the other two gems have gone missing as well. What
I'm gonna
what business
take
do you
out-
have here about these gems? I know nothing of where they've disappeared to. I've been in Valaki the entire time.
You were there when the first gem had disappeared, were you not? I mean, I'm gonna take out the little axe and show it to him. The axe that I got from like the little from the
Yesterhill?
Yesterhill that says you know of course of the brigands at the Yesterhill, right? They have been dealt with.
I know nothing of such brigands that you speak of. I have left the winery years and years past to move to Valaki here with my wife, and we started a family, opened an prosperous inn that I run here, as you have so delicately entered. How do you know? What makes you think I know of anything that has happened at the winery in the last 10 years?
Well,
I don't even
Davian's-
talk to my father anymore.
He seems. Oh, you were there at the disappearance of the first gem, were you not?
Was I there? No. Was I? Oh, was I there when it happened? No. Was I supposed to be on watch? That I do reluctantly admit, yes. But no, I was not there when it went missing.
Did you see or hear anything? But did you see or hear anything that might have led to that? That might give some information on what happened to that gem when you were, you know, disposed at the time.
No. I was off with Danica. I was off visiting her during that night. Young love. It had its hold on me. I neglected my duties, and the gem went missing.
But what manner was missing? Was there any investigation happened at the time, or was it just blamed to you? You must know something. I mean, did you see anybody there? Was there any traces left behind?
You've spoken to my father. You know that he accused me of of knowing what happened on, and possibly of taking it and doing God knows what with. You know what he believes. I'm telling you now, I know nothing of what happened to the gem.
I'm gonna insight check this guy.
Okay.
Because I don't believe him.
$17.
So, sure, unless you want to give me advantage.
No, yeah, no, you didn't get advantage. You can't you can't say for a shadow of a doubt that you know you believe he's telling the truth, but you kind of get the feeling that he's not necessarily lying, but you don't know without it for sure. You just get an inkling that he's telling the truth.
So you have no information whatsoever, not even where was this being kept at the time?
It was being kept the same place as all the other gems, underneath the vineyard.
Anyone
Where
anyone go missing at the time besides you, after that happened, was there anyone else that was missing? Might have taken it.
No, there was nobody else missing. Our brother, my brothers and sisters are tedious workers. They're always working the vineyard and the fields. Um, we were all present that next morning.
Yeah, but was there anyone who was not present? Perhaps the same night that you were also missing. Was not
I
accounted
wouldn't.
for.
I would not know. That would be a question you'd have to have asked my father.
So you mean when you came back, there was everybody there?
Yes.
Yeah, where was you with your wife at the time? I mean, where did she live?
She wasn't my wife at the time, but
Yeah, she's your.
it doesn't.
She,
The,
that's the
it,
same
the the
person.
book doesn't say where she lived, but so at her house over yonder, somewhere near the vineyard. He'd give you a location. I personally don't know.
So you have no idea what could have happened to it. I mean, you ever tried to find out after you left of your
No, I
innocence?
had no reason to. Uh, I left my family's business and everything behind um, to start a new life. Um, came to Valaki, started a family, and the rest is history.
Okay, well, I mean, if you don't have anything to say to help you, then I guess I can't do anything about it. Do you know any sort of? Can you describe this object enough to where I might be able to use any sort of detection magic to find it? If I were able to like have you say to locate an object spell,
I
would you be able to assist in that?
I'm not really keen on magical knowledge, so I'm not sure what you're asking of me. I don't know what magic would be able to help you.
Out of character, do we find anything like gym like in that crate that we found in the attic of the barn?
I don't think so, but let me go back over to that spot. What spot was it? It was F H. Okay, okay. There was coins, 2 elixirs of health, 3 potions of healing, and the bag of tricks that Ragnar had.
Okay, I think I've got that still.
Or wait, no, did you have the bag of tricks? Whichever one had the bag of tricks.
Oh, I took it off his dead body.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
Larenthar has basically all of that now.
All right. Well, if you don't know anything, if you think of anything, you should probably contact me at the vineyard.
You have come, but have you come to Valaki with any barrels of wine? I will happily pay to replenish the stock. Uh,
Well, how much will you? Well, let's see. How much will you pay?
between a bear. Is there anything in the player's handbook that says how much a barrel of wine would be?
Well, I mean, if it's, he would have to give me more than like the base cost on the barrel of wine. That's what I'm gonna get from the other dudes, at least.
The Reddit is saying 150, 200 GP at most.
Okay, he'd say 150 gold. For each barrel of wine. That is more than what I pay for my father's for the wine. I only give him 50 gold a piece for a family discount, but I am in very, very desperate need.
Well, I don't. I think what I have has been promised for, but I'm sure that were we able to find this gem and some arrangement.
He would totally ignore the second part of what you just said. And be like, what do you mean promise for? Who who are you bringing this the wine out there to? May I ask?
Well, there are other people who wish to have wine as well. Why is it of such interest to you? My other customers are. Who do you think it might be?
There's not that many places that that require that many barrels of wine at once. I'm just very curious on why my father would deliver elsewhere before here.
Well, I mean, the father sold them. They were. This has nothing to do with your father. I would just. This would be a separate deal. The barrels of wine now are my possessions. For services rendered. In order to achieve the first gem. Why I
And
seek to go to the second gem.
he's gonna insight check.
I mean, that's not a lie.
I know it's not a lie, but just to see if he believed you or not. Actually, I guess make a persuasion or deception check to try to persuade him into believing that you haven't stolen them, because he's kind of going in that direction right now.
Okay, let's see here.
But yeah, he'd make a comment of like, they're in your possession now. You know quite a lot about my family and in the vineyard. How do you know so much and refuse to provide to those he would be delivering to?
So what do you want me to make?
Either deception, persuasion, and then give me a response to his answer.
Well, I would say, well, that is because I have performed services curing the first gem. That is certainly worth a few barrels of wine.
So be it. But let it be known, if I don't have because he's like, he doesn't quite trust what you said, but he doesn't have any reason to accuse you. Uh, so he just goes like, so be it. Is there anything else that you would wish to discuss, or will you be on your way?
I think I'd be on my way. I mean, I only wish to restore the vineyard to its former glory. I know, but I can't check
How are
that
you
until
pinging, Nathan?
he thinks he's hiding the gym there. I can't do that until after they all go to bed.
No, I was just wondering if that's part of that room and we had seen it or not, just out of curiosity.
You have that random black rectangle in the middle of this inn. You have not discovered it, and there's no doorway leading. There's no doorway leading to it either.
Well, I mean, we don't know this, but that's where the gym is.
Well, we might have to come back and a little rob and stealing, but
Okay.
I'll leave and go back out and get my cart, and then head out, and then take the cart maybe over to the general store.
I will poke my head out to make sure that the cart's not being stolen, and I'll whisper, "Did you get it?"
Just he's being uncooperative, strangely uncooperative, actually.
Do you think that he's hiding it?
He wasn't telling me the whole truth, that's for sure.
Hey, if you want to go talk to him again, I can use a spell to make it so you can use Zone of Truth.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should come back later. Maybe I think we should come back later after we perhaps go deal with the other business. We'll ask them about and see if they know anything. After we get them drunk, of course.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So we're gonna head down. I'm gonna drive the cart down, and pass the store, see if he's got the thing.
Okay, give me 1 sec. So where were you going? To the store?
Yeah, we're just gonna pick up Iris.
Okay. We'll head over to Iris then. Iris, what were you doing while this entire thing was going down?
I'm gonna go to the general store first and to inquire about a sword that they may or may not have.
Okay.
Hoping to find a longsword.
What longsword?
Just a longsword?
A longsword.
That longsword.
One that preferably isn't a dagger first.
Oh, you would walk into the general store. Welcome, miss. I've never haven't had the delight of meeting you before. What brings you into Valaki and into my shop?
We're just making a delivery. I've never been to Valaki. Figure I'd see the shops, and I'm looking for something for a friend of mine. Wasn't sure where to go. Somebody recommended this store and told me that if you don't have it, that maybe you could direct me to who does. My name's Iris, by the way.
He would give his name. I don't know if I gave you a name already or not, but if so, it's the same name. What fancies your interest tonight? I've got some children's toys. I've got adventures gear like a bed kit, bedroll, some rations, some nails, some basic self defense items. What can I do you for?
What do you mean by self-defense items?
Everybody needs a weapon to defend something to defend themselves with. Am I right? You've you like that hammer there on your back. I assume that's not just for construction.
Oh no. This is mostly used for destruction. But I didn't know if you meant, like shields and armor and things like that. I'd be looking for a longsword. Would you have something like that?
Oh well, of course, just a simple longsword. That's an easy, an easy thing to come by. And he would go over to the weapons table that's there in the shop. Would reach in, pull out a just a normal longsword. Uh, th- would this uh is this what you're looking for? This good enough for you? And it's just a basic longsword.
I'll take it and kind of weigh it and balance it, kind of look over it. I've got an eye of a smith. Make sure it's a good weapon before asking cost or anything like that. If there's enough room, I might give it a couple of twirls and slashes, trying not to hit anything or damage anything, but nothing too crazy. Aragorn at the Battle of Helm's Deep kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, you do that, and this is good sword.
And as long as nothing seems odd about it or off about it.
Are you like testing it for magic, or just if it's a normal sword?
No, I won't waste my magic stuff yet. I'm not going to play with it for 10 minutes. Well, I guess, I don't know. How long did it take Larenthar to do his thing?
Well, to begin with, I think it's just an Arcana check to see if you notice if it's magical or not.
Well,
Or you could spend time to actually inspect it.
I mean, I can try an Arcana check first.
Go for it. If you'd so like.
That's gonna be an 8.
It's a normal longsword, nothing magical about it.
So I'll take 10 minutes and ritual cast detect magic. I'll kind of do it like in a kind of roundabout way, like clutching the.
What would you say to the shopkeeper as a reason why you're standing in a corner looking at this sword? He'd be like, what you doing there, lass?
It reminds me of my brother.
It's just a long sword.
I'm a bit of a smith myself. Hold on, about to have a sneeze. Oh, it passed. I'm a fancy myself a bit of a smith myself. I'm just, as I said, it's for a friend. It's not for me. So I want to make sure it's. I don't want to say worth it, but I want to make sure that it's going to protect him, if you know what I mean. You kind of got to spend some time with a weapon to get to know it a little bit. Do you mind? I won't leave the store with it or anything. Just like to look it over and kind of familiarize myself with it before I try to purchase it and potentially give it to my friend. I'd hate to see something happen to him.
That's a little out of the ordinary. I haven't had anybody overly inspect one of my items before, but of course you're more than welcome to.
Sounds like you don't get very many smiths in here. A truce?
Not one that needs to inspect a generic longsword.
A true smith inspects any craft he's going to give, especially if he or she's going to give it to someone else. especially if they didn't make it themselves. I don't like just stand in a corner staring at it, but I'll kind of clutch my holy symbol that's around my neck and
Mm-hmm.
look it over, and kind of almost picture as part of the ritual, kind of the whole swinging it around and checking the balance again and things like that. Kind of look over the pommel and just check the various parts of a sword that have to be put together and make sure that they're not loose or coming apart or anything like that. And
And
it will
what are you
also
ritual casting?
detect magic, so I'll be able to see if anything else in this shop is magical as well, as long as it's not hidden by certain things.
There's nothing magical in the shop.
How much would you like for the sword?
Normally I charge 20 gold pieces for a good sword like that, but for a first time customer, I'll give it to you for 10.
Would I know if that's a good rate for this sword?
In
'Cause
the
I have
player's handbook, a
no
long
idea.
sword is 15.
And also, that sword that I just gave you is worth 50.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that sword. Um,
What sword?
can
I gave him my sword so he could sell it.
I pull that sword out and show it to him?
What sword is it? What sword is it?
Elven light sword.
The hell is that?
It's a elven light blade. I'll copy what Ray sent me.
I don't remember what it was.
It's in the
You stab with it.
Discord, and I'm putting it in Roll20 as well.
Where did you get this again? I can't remember.
I had it when I started the game.
Oh. Okay, so it's literally just like a kind of a worse version of a rapier. But
I
it's
mean, if you want to be
expensive.
insulting, I don't know how
But
it's that expensive.
it's so expensive for
It's because
just
it's because it's elven.
for a pokey short sword.
Hey man, you're the DM and you didn't say anything about it, so it's fine.
I didn't look at the gold. I don't know why it's worth that much. The
I don't
elves are
either.
stingy pricks.
Well, you can do it for just an even exchange. That's
Greedy
fine.
bastards.
I'm not looking to get any money out of this. I just made a bad mistake when I made a character.
I mean, really, it's 10 copper to make a gold, right?
Yeah.
I mean, really, Ordin gave me enough gold to pay for it as well, but
Actually, I think it's 10 silver to make a gold.
yeah,
It?
it's so it's what?
No, I gave you 7 gold, 9 silver, and 9 copper, is what my coin pouch says.
So it's 10. Yeah, it won't be enough then. I will.
I'm cool with just doing a straight trade if you'd rather do that.
Well, you didn't tell him that, so or you didn't tell Iris that, so
No, I'm saying like as far as the gold's worth.
well, yeah.
Because I didn't realize it was that expensive.
Well, I guess that's going to be up to the DM as well. Is it going to be that expensive, and would Iris know that, being a smith?
Oh, hell no, this pokey stick is not worth 50 gold. Uh, the are you holding it up, like offering it as an exchange, or what are you doing?
I'll ask him to appraise it. What would
You
you
look at it.
What would you give for something like this?
Oh my, haven't seen a weapon like this in quite a while. He said. It looks like it's. I'm not very good at craftsman, just determining craftsmanship. Who this doesn't look man-made or dwarven made to me. Would you have any ideas on where this blade would have come from, or where you got it from?
Well, let's just say I know who I got it from, but I know they didn't make it. Would I know that it's elven made?
Roll a history check, or what would be like a craftsman check kind of a thing? Would that be? I have no idea. Just do a knowledge check, like straight knowledge.
That's a 14 on the die. I have a -1 intelligence as a 13.
You
But
don't
as a
have
smith, I
too
mean, I'm
much.
proficient. So if
Yeah.
you want to add my proficiency,
Yeah.
that's
Go ahead.
16.
You can tell that it's elven made. It kind of light. It's very light and easy to maneuver.
I don't know too much about it, but seeing as how it's just, and I'll point out like a few pieces, small like details on the blade, and point out the weight and stuff, and it's I believe it's elven made. You know, as I said, it's not mine. It was given to me by someone else. But just by looking at it, I believe it's elven. It's elven made.
Look at it. It's about the size of a short sword, but it's very well crafted and quite appealing. Uh, would you be willing just to do a straight trade for that, uh my lass?
What say you give me, seeing as how it's a bit exotic here, let's say I get the sword, and maybe the 10 gold. You said the sword was 4 naught and a new customer was worth 20. Just treat me as an old customer, and we'll be even that way.
Yeah, well, make a persuasion check.
That's why I'm laughing. That was a 2.
Hmm.
And he rolled a 1.
What does he? No. What does he respond? That's why. Uh, you want me to treat you as an old customer now, do you? That's why it's a straight trade, then.
I can see why. I can see why someone sent me here. You're a pretty good businessman. You make sure you're coming out on top here. It's just fine with me. I don't blame you. That's what you gotta do to stay in business. You don't cheat people. Keep that in mind. But you definitely gotta make something out of what you do. I understand. That's a good trade. You even let me spend time with the sword. I'll take that as the extra payment. And I'll lay the sword on the elven blade on the counter.
Like he takes it, turns around in his head. I'm gonna charge 50 gold for this piece of shit.
Damn it.
But okay. Good doing business with you. Anything else that uh that's keen to your eye? Will will I be seeing you again? Will you be staying in Valaki long?
We got another trip to make soon for our delivery. Is this just kind of a stopover? I did take care of a thing or two. You wouldn't. I believe you said you didn't have anything of the special variety. If you have something like that, or you get something like that, might be interested in coming back. As I said, I'm a smith myself, so I like to collect a few things. I like the special things, if you know what I mean.
Ah, magical. The only magical item I've had
Or
in the
exotic.
last month, the last special item I've had in the last month or so was bought by a half elf who I later came to learn it had some bad dealings with in town. Kind of regret selling it to him. It was a if you do come across a half elf, um, with a hood that's a hooded lad, probably and he'd give the height and size of Larenthar. Ask him. He purchased a hat of disguise from me. If you bring it back, I definitely pay for that.
She'll just kind of chuckle. If I found something like that, I believe I'd be keeping it for myself. Seems like it'd be pretty useful. Only a
Don't
fool.
blame you one bit.
Only a fool would turn down buying something like that. And I'll keep an eye out for this hooded figure. You know, it's a good rule of thumb to keep your eyes on the hooded ones, especially the ones that keep them on all the time. They can do some. They're not always up to something shady, but they sure can be. Appreciate your business. I think I hear my ride outside. Gotta get this iron run. I appreciate it. I'm sure I'll see you around eventually.
Take care of yourself now.
This sword ought to help us take care of ourselves very well. Thank you. And I'll turn and head for the door.
So Ordin upgraded to a 1d8.
As opposed to my 1d6.
And it's now slashing instead of piercing.
Thank you, Nathan.
Anytime. I was hoping to come back with something a little better, but you know, it is
No,
what it
dude,
is.
that is honestly really good. That was pretty much the only advice that Kevin had besides using aid more often.
Oh yeah, 8 is a good spell.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it.
Did we lose Ray?
No, I'm here. What's up?
Oh, you cut out the end of your sentence sounded like it cut out, so I was getting worried. All right, guys. Unless the DM has something else to do before, I think we're gonna take about a 10-minute break before we head out to make this wine delivery. Anything else, Derek, before we take a break?
No.
All right. We will be back in about 10 minutes, guys. And we're back. I think we're gonna make a wine delivery now, and hopefully that doesn't go bad, because surely we can't have a whole session go good.
This session has gone good.
It's gone better than a lot. I guess we should ask Larenthar if he's wanting to stay overnight and break into the inn before we just all disappear and go somewhere, but...
We literally like 15 minutes to deliver the wine to the people. I thought about selling them the wine instead of giving it to the Vistani, but then I thought, nah, you know what? I think the Vistani would probably be more vindictive if they didn't get any wine than Erwin.
And I definitely enjoy your positivity of how much time it'll take us, because I don't know if you realize this, but 90% of our party, if not 100% of our party, has ADD, and we get distracted very easily. So, it could take us 2 hours to deliver the wine for all we know.
That's true. We did just spend 2 hours doing a 20-minute conversation.
Give me 1 second. I'm loading up the Vistani camp.
well.
Iris, before we get going, I will absolutely give you some scales if you wanted to try to make the guards think that you had killed me.
Maybe we went and got that comedian's body.
No, we are gonna put him to rest like our other friend. Well, like Ragnar, like we're gonna do with Ragnar.
Yeah, Iris.
But if we go to them, they'll do the funeral for us. Then we'll get 1,000 gold for it.
No, he's our friend, Larenthar. We're
Yeah,
not gonna cut the head off of our friend.
they likely
Not
won't.
using it anymore.
They likely won't do a respectful funeral for a criminal like that. If they wouldn't have asked for the heads, I was thinking about potentially just giving them trinkets or whatever to try to show that we took care of them. At least get us back in good standing. But
I've got an extra javelin if you wanted to use that. I don't know if they've seen me use a javelin, but it's worth something.
They said they needed
javelin.
They said they needed the heads or scales.
Think of it this way: you get brought up a javelin. This was this person's. How do I know that?
Okay, you know what? That's true.
They said
It's
they
just
needed
trinkets as well. So and you didn't really show anybody a bunch of trinkets. So
They said they needed heads and maybe scales from the Dragonborn. I know you're willing to give up the. Your scales, but I'm not willing to take me brother's head once we go for the body.
No, we're not going to do that.
I won't.
And we're not going to do that to Derek either.
I won't dishonor their bodies like that, or their memories. So we'll just leave off getting the gold for those bounties.
Just whistle suspiciously as I drive the cart.
We're not on the map. Oh yes, we are. Or Larenthar is. He's just tiny. Forgot how big this map was.
yeah. All right, you're all in the northeast portion.
I will get out of the barrel and go with you guys once we're far enough away from Valaki.
Right.
How's the barrel, Laren? Or Vivek?
How is the barrel, myself?
Oh, I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna stretch out like a cat and be like, I did not like that at all. I miss being with you guys too. It was lonely in the cart by myself.
Now you've got a sword.
Yeah, thank you, Iris. Do I owe you anything for this?
I will finally give you the sword now that you're out of the barrel.
We go another 3 sessions without it.
I feel like you're.
Now you don't even have a weapon.
I feel like the sword you gave me was worth a bit more than this sword. It looked like a bit better craftsmanship, but I think this one will suit you more. And I'll hand you the gold and copper and silver that you gave me. I'm not sure it was the best deal ever, but he gave me an even trade for your other blade for this one. Hope this
Well,
one will
that's
suit
fair.
you.
That sword I got that I had with me, that was the first weapon I had ever bought, but I was starting to outgrow it. So I thought maybe I'd get something a little heavier hitting.
Should have gotten a great sword then.
This would be
If I did that, I'd lose my fighting style.
True. Oh yeah, sword and shield.
Going with Pokemon.
Yeah. Sword and shield is terrible.
Hey man, it's better than Diamond and Pearl.
No, it's not.
It is 100%.
No, don't. Diamond and Pearl is so good.
We can have this fight after.
See, ADD.
The 2Ds
We're
stand for
gonna spend the
diamond.
next- okay, stream. We're gonna spend the next 2 hours talking about Pokemons.
Yeah. Okay. What you doing?
I guess I'll just ride up the cart. Up to like the little path to the front.
I'll just ride. Iris will just ride and kind of let Ordin and Larenthar take the lead on this because she hasn't been here before.
Well, I'm excited to see our Vistani friends.
And the last time we went in, they were whipping somebody half to death.
No, the last time they had just let someone off for whipping someone half to death.
No, they were the ones whipping him, and then we showed up and they stopped to talk to us. But
Yup.
there's no guarantee they didn't start again once we left.
Well, yeah, but we got the girl back, so they could probably stop the whipping.
I believe they stopped when we brought the girl back.
Maybe he'll be happy with see us. Guy was like, we stopped his whipping. Yeah, I'll just pull up here. And once I get up there, I'll like pull out like something and start banging it loud. And like call the people out. Hey, beer run!
Beer run.
He's gonna
I
wake
have an
everyone up.
Literally, what we did was a beer run.
I have an iron pot if you want to bang that.
Or Vistani would jump out of the cart there. Whoops.
Iris will plug her ears and hope that this doesn't startle people so much that we get attacked, because this is an unusual way to announce ourselves.
But it's the middle of the day. They're on top of a hill. So.
They would. The only one they recognize. Oh, then no, they recognize. Are you still wearing the disguise? Or are you back to yourself, Larenthar?
I guess I'm wearing a disguise still. I mean, I wouldn't think to change it.
Okay. So these Vistani would jump out of the wagon here, and look. We have visitors. And they would look at you, Ordenthek. Ah, the Dragonborn from before, who was sent. Sorry, I kind of burped. Who was sent to retrieve some wines.
What do you say, Derek?
Excuse me.
All right, we got manners on this stream.
I
Nah.
thought it was what it's supposed to say is it was better going down than coming up.
The Vistani just burped like mid-sentence.
Yeah.
They are
the Dragonborn who was sent to retrieve some barrels of wine for Master Luvash and Aragal. You have returned with two people we've never seen before and nobody else that we have.
These are my friends too.
Very, very concerned.
Can I like take off Larenthar's hat?
Ah,
Yep.
no.
And I will just I'll motion back to Iris and be like, "This is our friend Iris. She joined us recently. She's very polite, and she's not a threat to you guys at all."
Anyway, where's what was the guy's name? I forgot. It's been like 2 months.
Luvash?
Yeah, where's Luvash? We brought his wine that he asked us for about a week ago. Which was probably more like 5 days.
They would say he's over in the main tent there, just like before. And as you're walking around the camp, even entering, they're not. I don't have them have the tokens on the map, but as you entered, you would see along the outskirts, the bottom of the hill there'd be a lot more dark elves than before. Ordin and Larnthar make wisdom checks for me.
Oh, can I add anything to it?
No, just do straight wisdom to see if you remember.
4.
Nice.
Starting off strong.
Okay, that's good enough to remember something. You remember your or Larnthar, you remember the conversation with Luvash, as he asked you to go find his daughter and whatnot. He said that he had sent numerous Vistani and dark elves out in attempts to find his daughter. It seems now that the camp is a lot more full with both Vistani and dark elves that have returned from their search. So it is now a lot more populated than it was before.
I'll just smile and wave to everyone we pass by.
Okay. What y'all doing now?
I'll be like, so, we asked us to bring you some wine, and we were promised some sort of remuneration.
Are you heading to the main tent?
And I'm just gonna drive, if I can drive it through.
You probably couldn't because because the circle of wagons is kind of tightly compacted. You can get off the wagon and go talk to Luvash.
Okay.
When we get off, I will pick up one of the wine barrels and carry it that way.
Okay.
I could carry the empty barrel.
Be my guest, man.
I'm not gonna.
Wait, no, don't get rid of the empty one. We can need that.
What's Iris doing? Are you sitting on the cart?
I'll follow. Does
someone should probably stay with the wine until we're done negotiating.
Where's your damn token?
I'll stay with the wine then. Does that conversation happen out loud about not taking the empty barrel and all that?
Yeah.
I'll kind of pull Ordin to the side before he walks away with the barrel of wine. Didn't you say the Vistani loaned you this wagon? I don't think they're gonna let you ride off with it after they've had their wine. So the empty barrel's not gonna do us much good unless you're planning on walking with it on your head. Just something to think about.
I'm sure they'll let us keep the wagon. We did help them out a lot last time we were here, and we got all this wine. So maybe they'll just let us keep it.
I'll lean over and pat your shoulder as you're standing off the wagon and I'm on it. Don't ever lose that optimism, dearie. It's not practical, but don't lose it. It's cute.
I'll just smile and nod and head over to Larenthar.
You go with them, Iris, or are you sitting with the wagon?
If Larenthar says something about somebody sitting with the wagon, I'll sit with the wagon.
Okay. You notice that Larenthar and Ordin, as you go to the entrance of the tent there, the
all of the Vistani that were generally drunk the last time you came, they're all sober and bored and don't know what the hell to do with themselves because they're not drinking anymore.
Listener says, hey, Luvash.
He would turn to you.
Got your wine.
He would turn to you in Ordin and say, and look at you. A smile grows on his face. I sure hope that's more than one barrel.
We got a lot more than that.
I got two. We got two more in the cart, but you can have them after you pay us.
He beckons to Ordin. Bring that barrel over here, and he calls over to another Vistani. Get a tap ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna head over to him.
A Vistani comes over, taps the barrel, and Luvash reaches down with the glass, opens the tap, pours some in, closes it again, sets the glass down on a table, pours another one, and he hands one of the glasses to you, Ordenthek, and he goes to toast and says, this is what we've been waiting for. He looks at you to toast.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely toast with him. I'll give him a big smile and be like, "Well, we're glad to help," and I'll chug it.
It's like, well, before you chug it, he goes, brings the glass to his mouth, his lips, and just holds it there, and he's eyeing you like he's waiting for you to drink it.
Oh, I don't even catch that. I just immediately down it.
Okay, and then after you drink it, he would start drinking a glass. And take me to the other two barrels. And he waves over to a couple more Vistani. You fools, come with me. We've got a job for you. And he asked you to take him to the other two barrels.
Lanthar, you got payment?
Yeah. Where's the? I'm gonna rub my fingers and thumb together in front of my face.
You'll be paid. Believe me, you'll be paid quite handsomely. But first, we have to make sure that you're not chipping us out of two more barrels.
No, of course not. The fourth one's empty.
Yeah, kind of a long story.
I hope you didn't drink an entire barrel on the way, but okay.
If Lanthar's cool with it, I'll head that way with them.
I'll just hang out here.
You're under the goddamn letter of the stupid tent, so I don't even see you there.
Yeah, hiding.
You love that spot.
He knows where to hide. Whenever we get to the place, I will just introduce what's his name and Iris as I get in the back and get the other two barrels for him.
Yeah, there would be two Vistani behind him that reach up and grab the barrels.
You need any help there?
Nope, we've got it. As they're able to hold on to them. Luvash would say, introduce himself to you, Iris. Nice to meet you there. And he would kind of look you over, kind of make a perception check. Oh, never mind. Nothing. He just eye you up a little bit and then just shake his head and never mind. And then he would look at you, Ordin. Where are your other companions? What happened to that dwarven gentleman and gangly weird comedian guy?
Ordin's gonna visibly deflate and be like, they they didn't make it this far. If you kind of get what I'm saying.
So they're dead. More that means
Words.
more wine for us.
I mean, that's kind of an insensitive way to put it.
Does Iris say anything?
You can direct me where to put the horses if y'all are gonna be drinking.
No drinking and driving.
I just don't drink with people who don't have respect for the dead or those family of the dead.
Iris is the sister of our dwarven friend. So maybe show a little bit more respect.
He looks back at you, Iris. I guess you do look a little alike. How about I wasn't paying too much attention? No, where were we? Your friend over there in the hood is talking about payment, and he follow me, and he starts heading over to the treasure wagon.
You were gonna tell me where to put the horses?
You can just leave them right there. My men will come and take care of them.
I'll go, but I'm gonna try to kind of keep an eye on where the horses go as well. As if everyone else is getting turned, I'm planning on just kind of going back to the wagon and hanging out.
Yeah, the horses would be taken to like into the middle and just set aside with the rest of them and tied up with the rest of them.
Can I ask a completely has nothing to do with what's going on right now question?
Sure.
Are these wolves in the middle of these horses?
No, those are riding horses.
These random marks underneath them?
I don't know what the hell those are.
Those look like wolves.
They kind of do, I guess. I
No,
think they're horses.
More...
Yeah, you can see like they're tied up, so I assume they're just more horses.
Okay. Just...
like in the book, those would be the depicting the riding horses, but since we're on Roll20, we have tokens.
I mean, that's fine. I just was curious because would be it's a little crazy that they had it looked like they had wolves and horses tied up in the same area.
No, those horses are smaller than the other horses around the tent.
Got it.
But yes, Luvash would start heading over to the treasure wagon. That would be.
Hey, Larenthar, are you coming?
Oh, sure. Let's have some wine. Hey, let's all drink a bunch of wine.
But okay, yeah, he would open the wagon. The rewards the reward is the same offering you had for saving my daughter. You can, and then he'd show you the list again, which was a chest containing 1,200 Illyrium pieces, or EP, whichever they are. Another chest containing a bunch of gold, a jewelry box with a gold filigree and 6 pieces of jewelry inside of it, and a potion with an unlabeled vial. There's a wooden throne with a golden inlay and decorative stones, a rolled up rug with an exquisite unicorn motif on it, and then a small wooden box that's containing 11 potions that look like the ones you got from him before Ordin in Larenthar.
Well, they're in a praise skill. See which one's worth the most. I don't think there is anymore.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic and see if there's anything magical among this treasure that he's offering us.
I think we did that before and there wasn't.
Yeah, there's nothing magical. Other than he would say, may I suggest, I offered you one potion for saving my daughter. One potion to get out of this vile land of Barovia. He looks at the two of you, at the three of you. Do you still have the original one that you were given?
Iris does.
Well, too late.
What?
It's too late for what I was gonna say now. So,
Oh,
plug on.
he says, how about I give you two more ways to two more potions of the way out of Barovia. That way, all three of you can get out all at once and never have to deal with this land again.
I'm gonna insight this guy to see.
Can I insight him since he's not, Iris is not too happy with him right now?
Go for it.
I'm gonna insight him just because I don't trust anybody.
Did I get inspiration on?
You have an inspiration dice.
Recap. I'll save it.
Oh, you'll save it knowing that Laurenthal rolled a 24. Gotcha.
Oh, Laurenthal rolled a 24? I didn't even see that.
Wait, what?
I was getting my dice out of the
This
way.
is crazy.
I was getting my virtual dice out of the way.
Laurenthal, when he says that, you kind of hear a chuckle coming out of his voice, from his voice. Like he's 100% trying to rip your ass off.
Which one of these is like worth the most? I guess I know 1200 Delirium or Electrum is I think that's like something like 600 gold.
It's like he doesn't tell you how much of the coin is in each one. There's a chest containing a bunch of Illyrium pieces or Electrum pieces, a chest containing a bunch of gold pieces. There's an onyx jewelry box with a gold filigree and 6 pieces of jewelry in it with a unlabeled potion that is different from the potions he tried sending you with. And then there's a big wooden throne with a gold inlay, and then a 10-foot square rug with an exquisite unicorn motif.
Okay, if I was to like to make an appraise check, which is no longer a skill, what would I do to tell which one is like the most valuable?
You do know you can roll out based on past experience, you can roll out the Electrum pieces being more than the gold, because the gold, if you remember, Ragnar chose the gold over the Electrum to pay for the potion that Langerthar just found out is apparently fake.
The gold was 650 gold because that's what you used to buy the potion before. So you know that, and then you can tell that they're all within relative value of each other. They all have differing values, but they're all relatively close.
I think the gold. What do you think, Ordin? The gold?
I mean, I'm a dragonborn, so I'm partial to gold.
Oh, well, I mean,
he's gonna.
I don't need a rug.
What do you mean? You guys are wanting to stay in Barovia? Are you insane? These potions will get you out scot-free. No, just get you right through the fog.
We've got a few more things that we need to do.
I'm gonna like bring him to the side. I'm gonna pretend to look very suspicious and be like, "Oh well, no, we got another thing going for that." I'm gonna try to look like I'm a little bit lying suspiciously, just to like play with the guy.
He's gonna be, suit yourself. You'll likely end up dead because of it, but if that's the way you want to be,
What would you like as your reward then?
I think the gold. I think we need gold. Gold makes every place better than your live. It make wherever you're going, gold makes it easier to live in.
He goes into the cart, into the wagon, gets the chest of gold. Very well. He hands it to you, Larnthar, and then quickly locks up the wagon again.
Chuckle. Like, oh, I can see you're a trusting man.
Hey, deal is a deal. I asked you to bring us some barrels of wine. You did. You got paid. Treating you like I would treat any other mercenary.
You don't have anything else you need done, do you?
Not that I know of. All of the rest of my camp has returned from their fruitless searching for my daughter, which you handled quite previously. There's nothing else no
Yeah.
other work that I have need doing.
Well, I guess we'll go then.
We're all not.
Actually, I'm gonna stick around and have like a couple more drinks and see if they get like absolutely hammered or not.
They throughout the whole camp they finish off the first barrel, so they don't get drunk because they know they're uh gonna be needing to savor these and ration them until the vineyard somehow eventually starts producing again. So they don't get completely trashed.
Okay. So I guess I'll just head out and be like, okay, well we'll just take off. Hey, by the way, you don't happen to have a good horse for sale, do you?
Oh, if you're looking for some horses, would you like to purchase the two that you came in with? Eh, purchase a,
We don't need draft horses. Without a cart.
you wanting to purchase the two horses and the wagon you came in with? I'd be
No,
willing
we
to
need
sell.
riding horses. We need riding horses.
Mm. All right, let me see how much a riding horse is.
Wait, wasn't that part of us helping your daughter? Wasn't that part of the reward?
Yeah, not quite. Sunny. I don't know why I said Sunny, but not quite. That the wagon was given to you to bring back the, the 3 barrels of wine. It wasn't to keep.
Now listen here, Sonny. Horses aren't free.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm kind of just gonna give Iris a disappointed look. Like, yeah, you told me so.
I'll just give Ordin a smile and nod. While they're discussing horses, I'm gonna find
the DMG.
I'm gonna find one of the more drunk Vistani and try to strike up a conversation with him or her or it or whatever.
Okay, hold up.
The most drunk Busani here is one of the horses.
Trying to look up
Maybe
on.
he just talks to a horse, thinks it's a person.
What is this? Legends of Zorro?
Maybe.
It's before race time, isn't it?
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't barely even remember that thing.
The one with Antonio Banderas. It's not. I mean, it's old, but it's not. It's not that old.
It's the 80s, isn't it?
I don't think it's that old. Not the one with Antonio Banderas. Derek, I'm trying to vamp while you look up horse prices. Can't
Okay,
participate. You
off
can't
on.
participate in this conversation.
1998.
That's
It's
old.
That's newer than I thought it was. But okay. He'd say, you look riding horses. As you can see, we only have 4. Those are one's for me, one's for my brother Aragal, and then the other 2 are for other ranking members of the camp. Those I'm not willing to part with them for less than 150 gold apiece.
That's highway robbery.
Well, what do you
Yes.
expect? If I need to make a quick getaway, those are the quickest horses we have. They're gonna cost you.
Well, I guess I don't need a horse that bad.
How much would the cart and the 2 horses that you loaned us be?
200 in total.
I mean, that's not terrible.
I think maybe I'll just take one horse.
Like one draft horse or one riding horse?
One riding horse.
150 gold?
What are we going to do with one
I
riding
don't know.
horse? There's 3 of us.
Oh, well, I just thought you'd catch up. I
You're-
guess. What? I look at her like, what?
You can catch up. You're the fastest walking person here.
Well, I don't know. My feet are getting a little sore. I thought I'd ride a horse for a change. Man, walking all the way back. But oh well. Those are the only riding horses you have, huh?
Yes, just those 4.
I smile and nod. Well, I guess it's time to go. You think, Ordin? Anything else you want to do here?
I'm going to lean in and be like, I think we could really use that cart that we were using.
I don't know. I think if you spend a whole bunch of money on the cart, we're just gonna have to like end up abandoning it somewhere.
What is that logic? Like, out of character, what is that logic? Do you not buy cars for that reason?
I don't, but you know what? I don't.
Well, to be fair, you can lock a car so people can't get into it.
Okay, that's true.
It's easy to untie a horse.
I would think the same thing if I was like going to like the inner city where like there's going to be a whole bunch of trouble and having a car there. I would think, do I really need the car, knowing it's just going to get like broken into and stolen, or we're going to get in trouble and have to run away?
What kind of trouble do you get into normally when you go to the inner city?
Well,
Trouble
have you ever
that
seen
Lauren
We
and Ordin
get in trouble
into.
all the time. So, speaking of trouble,
Okay.
Iris wants to find a drunk person.
You can find one drunk person that can't
Like-
handle their liquor because they shouldn't be drunk.
Like off by themselves, and try to get some information out of them.
Evens or odds?
Odds.
You and Kevin like the odds, but it's never odds.
I think you.
The one
I think all your dice have all even numbers on them.
This one I rolled a 16. But the one drunk person is hanging on the shoulder of another Vistani, just babbling about random garbage.
So Iris hasn't had a drop, but she's had a cup in her hand for a long time. Maybe when no one was looking, like dumped out a few glasses here and there, cups here and there. Spilt a little bit on her armor. I'll approach these two. Do y'all just live on top of this hill all the time? Seems seems like a strange place to live.
Make a performance check to act drunk.
Oh, that was so freaking close. Oh man. It's an 18.
Okay. That's definitely good enough. They go, you were asking, do they live on top of this hill?
Yeah, it's like, is this where they live or what?
The less drunk one was like, it looks at you and goes, yes, this is where we live. We all live in the wagons surrounding this tent here. And then the more drunk one would pipe in. What are you stupid? You the little one. Of course we live here. What do you think we are? Where else would we live?
This just looks more like a campsite than. She just like pauses, like she almost lost her train of thought. Like a campsite, or less like a place to live. That's just well, you know, your guy back there said that his daughter went missing, and my friends found him. I was thinking maybe you just camping here while she was missing.
You can tell like evil. They say, no, we live here permanently. The tent here is large and is very large. It's large enough, and the stakes are driven into the ground. This is our permanent place of residence. Every now and then, a couple wagons here and there go off on tasks that, what's the motherfucker's name? Luvash and Aragal give to them. Other than that, this is our headquarters. Why do you ask?
I'm just wondering. It just seems like it is strange that to have a headquarters as not permanent or permanent. It's just curious. What's with the ring of houses or buildings down there at the bottom of the hill? I've seen a few people, standing in front of them.
Okay. So the would go on to tell you, those houses are for the dusk elves. They guard the borders of the camp, making sure
no unwanted outsiders get through. They're the first line of defense. The they're the pawns of this camp.
You, you'll just, I guess you just enjoy sleeping in wagons. It's strange that you wouldn't sleep in in the the houses or the buildings. What do I know? I'm just a drunken dwarf. Uh, this is why I
That
don't
right?
drink. I talk a little too much.
The one of them is gonna walk up to you, pat you on the shoulder. If you drink more often, lass, you'll learn to hold your liquor better. And he kind of tries to slip the warhammer off your back. With a sleight of hand check. No, never mind. He doesn't do that. You'd obviously notice him trying to do that.
I won't like sober up completely, but it'll, you know, when something shocking happens to you, it sobers you up a little bit. I'll get a moment of clarity. I may be drunk, but I'm not stupid. I won't be parting with that.
Oh, no mean to no need to take offense. I was just admiring it. I was wondering, just trying to see if I could get a better look at it. Some fine craftsmanship.
I I can show it up close if you want, but I can't guarantee it'll feel very good. She'll just start laughing, like head back, chuckling.
The drunker one would you sounds like you'd like a fight. If I was a little more sober myself, I'd take you up on that offer. As he kind of stumbles around a little bit. I like the ones that put up a fight. It's more fun that way.
You look like you do. We're both a bit too. We both had a bit too much to be fighting. I think I better go sleep it off.
And then you walk away.
Yeah,
Or fake stumble.
I'll fake stumble away. Like I don't know. Like, are they all in the wagons? Are they all in the tent? Like, where's kind of everybody drinking at?
The ones that are drinking are inside of the tent. If there are any in the wagons, they're not drinking. They're just inside their wagons.
I think
But the only ones drinking are in the big tent.
I think Iris will, like, I mean, obviously she knows where she's going, but I think she'll start like stumbling down the hill a little ways.
Do we see that?
I mean, I guess it depends on
Probably.
what Derek says and what y'all are doing this whole time that Iris was talking to people. I mean, I don't know how long it took y'all to barter for horses, but
Yeah. Luvesh would go back into the tent as well at some point during that. So yeah, you two would probably see Iris stumble out of the tent, looking a little drunk.
I'm gonna go up behind her and make sure she's okay. You good, Iris?
I'll keep stumbling along and I'll kind of glance over at Ordin, like kind of a side glance. I'm just fine, dearie. I'm just trying to get a little information.
Well, what kind of information are you looking for?
I don't know. Something about this place just, as my brother would say, it rubs me the wrong way.
I want to know who did it.
Who did what?
Whatever it is, I didn't do it because I can't see anything.
Somebody, I don't know who, but in the little square house that is blacked out, wrote hi.
Okay, that was not me.
I'll be honest, until Larenthar pointed out in the chat earlier, I didn't even realize one of the ones blacked out.
No, I think it was him because he kept like scribbling stuff like around where we were while you were while you were talking.
But
Of course,
okay,
he's got
carry
nothing to
on.
say.
Muted bastard.
Well, I think it was Tyler.
Was it you the whole time?
Me? No. Oh.
That's a yes.
Is that a pinky
All right,
next to your mouth?
Carry on.
I will turn to Larenthar and see if he's gonna come with us.
Where are you going?
I'll face Ordin, like, was Larenthar kind of drinking with people or what?
I was waiting for them to get drunk, and I was just kind of every fourth drink they would take, I would take a drink. That kind of deal.
I'm not trying to hide like that I'm heading down the hill from Larenthar, but I'm gonna kind of stop Ordin from drawing any attention to it. Like, just kind of, if Larenthar sees us, then he can come along, but I'll kind of whisper over to Ordin. You notice that my voice sounds normal, but I'm stumbling along like I'm drunk. People pay less attention to what a drunk person's doing than they do to a sober person. I don't want to draw too much attention to us if we're going to try to find some information. And I'm just like slowly stumbling towards, like, down this hill, down the path towards one of probably this house over here.
Do you need a lookout?
You could probably just pretend to be taking care of your drunk friend as I get sick over here, as I will do in just a moment.
Gotcha. And he's gonna follow behind you and like kind of put his arm on, like, his hand on your back.
And I'm gonna keep pushing my luck and kind of stumble over towards this house and kind of bend over and kind of retch like I'm throwing up and stumble forward a little bit more.
What happened there?
Derek's trying to move our tokens again.
I fixed it.
I'll eventually, like, stumble forward and...
Nathan, that means we're on top of something.
Yep.
I'm gonna head over, and if I see them sneaking off towards the house, I'm gonna like start inching my way towards the horses.
Larenthar, make a stealth check.
Oh my gosh.
To be fair...
I'm not actually like stealthing. I'm just like, drinking and being like.
To be fair, like, Iris down here is not like trying to draw attention to herself, but she's not stealthing either.
Well, yeah, I knew that.
I don't think Ordin knows the word stealth.
I will make a stealth check just because.
Are you gonna steal a horse?
No, I'm just gonna say when they notice you or whatever you do, and like start running off to go with you, I'm gonna like run off on a horse.
So yes.
But it's only if like things go south. Then okay, is that a good enough stealth check for you?
Jesus fucking Christ! Hate you.
That's a yes.
This is why
Okay.
I use roll 20, because if I just said 29, like too often, people would be like, "You liar."
I rolled an 18, so okay. Back to Iris. What you doing there, Lass? That's not what the guy says. He doesn't even notice you yet.
I'm gonna come around the corner, like completely sober all of a sudden as I round the corner. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sneaking, and he definitely like heard someone retching around the corner. And as I come, well, he, she, whatever. And as I walk around the corner, I'll kind of point to Ordin and like point to the side of the building, and as I'm walking around, and hopefully he'll stay around the corner. That's okay.
Gotcha.
That's okay, dearie. Get it all out. I'll see if I can get you a towel or something to clean that off your chin.
I'm gonna start making retching sounds.
Wasn't Ordin the one helping the drunk person? Why is he throwing up now?
He doesn't know.
This guy doesn't know.
Oh,
Just
okay.
imagine it's like something where they're trying to like lie to the guy, but they forget which one is like supposed to have which cover.
He glances over, and then just goes back to his post, just standing at the door.
Excuse me. My friend's over there making a mess of himself. He can't hold his wine very well. You wouldn't happen to have a towel or something to... It's bad. That's all I'll say. Have you ever seen a dragonborn throw up? I wouldn't recommend it.
And I don't plan to. He's around the corner, and I hope that's where he stays.
You wouldn't happen to have a cloth or a towel or anything so I can at least get him cleaned up a little bit, would you?
Does he? He reaches into one of his pockets, pulls out a little rag. This might help, and hands it to you.
I'll hand him a gold piece. Thank you very much. And I'll kind of walk around to Ordin and hand it to him, and just like motion wiping his face. Clean yourself up a bit, dearie. I can't watch this anymore. I'll be right around the corner if you need me. You know, just call if you need me. Let me know when you're done, when you're cleaned up a bit. I just can't. I can't look at it anymore. And I'll
Okay, but it's gonna be a little bit.
I'll go back around the corner to this guy. Do you mind if I wait here? I can't look at that anymore. I just need a few minutes.
Be my guest, sir. I just standing guard here.
You.
Don't you ignore me? I'll ignore you.
She'll just clear her throat and look down at herself and look back at him.
He doesn't even know
Why?
what he did.
What happened?
You said sir.
Oh, my bad.
The moment
Ma'am.
he'll get it right is the moment that you die.
Ma'am. It's ma'am.
And I'll stand there like for a few seconds, and the awkward silence, listening to a dragonborn throw up in the pretend to throw up in the background. And I'll kind of look over to him, and it might help pass the time a bit if we had a conversation. Then we wouldn't have to listen to the retching sounds. I don't want to bother you, pester you, or anything like that. But since I'm here, and I'll just kind of shrug.
I appreciate the offer of company, but if it's somebody to talk to and whatnot, I am not the one
to be dealing with. You may want to seek out Casimir. His house is on the southern part of the hill. Go talk to him.
You're a very talkative person, aren't you? Can't even, don't even want to have some conversation while my friend throws up. That's fine. You said Casimir. Might go speak to him. Just trying to pass the time. It's been nice talking to you. And I'll kind of peek my head around the corner and, are you feeling okay yet? And I know Ray stepped away, so I guess we can step to Larenthar and see if he's doing anything.
Is Larenthar doing anything?
Oh, I'm just sitting here being 29 stealthed.
Jeez, I hate you.
Just like like whenever somebody's turning, I'm just like right there in their blind spot. Or it's like if you ever seen the movie The Gamers, where the guy's like, I'm gonna try to pick the guy's pants off his, and it's like, oh, I rolled natural 20. I guess you do.
My favorite thing of something like along those lines is you are now face to face with a dragon. All right, the bard starts playing a song. I woo the dragon. Natural 20. God damn it. You are now in love with a dragon. Yay.
All right, Ray's back. So hopefully,
I'm sorry. What I miss?
I just came back around the corner and kind of peeked my head around the corner and asked if you were okay yet.
I'm kind of okay. Are you asking like? Are you saying that you're gonna move on?
Yeah, you'd probably hear the guy basically say, "You need to go talk to somebody else," and he'd give me a name, and then,
Gotcha.
And you'd hear Iris be like, "You're not very talkative, are you?" And then she'd kind of lean her head around the corner and check on you.
Sorry, I had to go downstairs for a second. He's gonna pipe up and be like, "Yeah, I think I can go on."
Let's see if we can't get you back up the hill, dearie. Maybe they got a place for you to lay down.
Oh, I hope so. And I'll kind of stick to you and be like, "We heading that way?"
Yeah, I don't think either of us need to act drunk once we get past the back of the house, just in case this guy's looking at us.
Yeah, probably not. Or wait, you do? Yeah, no problem.
I'll help Ordin like to the back of the house, and then we'll head back up.
It's very awkward trying to help someone who's that much taller than you, I imagine.
As soon as we're past the back of the house, Iris is just like, all right, the charade's over. We do need to...
come on. Larenthar would have carried me much further.
Well, you're not the one that was acting drunk on the way down. You're only acting drunk for the benefit of the guy at the front of the house, because he heard you throwing up. We can't play it too heavy on the way up, or they'll realize that I'm not drunk anymore and you are. I don't think you can get drunk by contact.
Yeah, you go ahead and be the drunk one then.
I need to get to the house at the south of the hill. I believe there's someone I need to speak to. But I'm not sure wandering down the other side of the hill as a drunken person is going to be beneficial at this point. I don't think they're going to believe me coming up and down the hill being drunk.
Do you want me to carry you over there? It's no trouble.
Do we know that they don't want us talking to these people?
Say that again. I'm reading.
I asked Ordin. you can answer too, but I asked Ordin if we knew if the Vistani would be opposed to us talking to these people or not.
Well, if you're asking Ordin, he'd be like, well, I don't see why not.
Well, I mean, you do know a little bit that Ragnar told you, so I know there wasn't much discussed, but and I know you've been here before, so
it's hard to get a reading on these people, but maybe we should keep it a little quiet that we're talking to these people. If they ask, we'll say that we were just looking for somewhere to go to the bathroom. And it's more likely that they'll have a bathroom in these houses than they will over in their carts.
Iris is just laughing. She's like, I think this whole place is a bathroom. They haven't invented indoor plumbing yet.
No, they've got a bucket in these houses.
Derek, do we have any idea or any reason to think that they would be upset if we talk to these people? Based on what that guy said to me?
Not based on what he said to you, but from what Ragnar knows, the elves are slaves, basically. That's what the one elf told you. Or told Ragnar, at least.
Look, if they ask what we're doing over here, we'll just say that we're trying to spread the good word of our gods to these people. I think if anyone has credence to do that, it would probably be us.
I'm not sure proselytizing the forge, the god of the forge, to dark elves, drow elves, I don't even know what to call them, is the most convincing thing.
Well, maybe not for the god of the forge. The goddess of love takes all kinds, though.
Well, it's not that that Moradin doesn't take all kinds either. It's just well, that's a topic for another time. But that was my next thing I was going to say, is that I think helping you out with talking to him might be a bit better.
Oh, you want me to talk to
him? You do follow the goddess of love and whatnot, right? That's what you just said?
Well, yeah. You want me to make that my approach?
Oh, I'm just saying that's our cover.
Gotcha. I thought you were saying you wanted me to go up to these people and start trying to convert them.
No, I'll do the talking, but
I'll do the converting.
I'm just if someone asks, I'm just helping you.
Sounds good. We got our cover story. We got our alibi.
Crusader here. I'm the crusader here.
I'll make my way, like, whatever the easiest way to do it is. You said it's over to this south one?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll make my way down there, whether I gotta go back up the hill and back down, or I gotta go around or whatever. I'll kind of try to make my way that direction.
Right. I just slowly get around.
Once we reach like around where they know where we are, I'll stick to the side house and I will act like I'm the drunk one. Wait, do we need that cover anymore?
I thought we dropped that. I'll be next to Ordin and be like, I don't think a drunken person trying to promote a love goddess will be a good cover.
We've got so many alibis, it's hard to keep them straight.
It might get taken the wrong way.
I love you, man. I love you.
Standing in front of this house, all right. Standing quietly in front of this house, bathed in the warm light of its lanterns, are three sullen, gray-cloaked figures. Their angular features and black flowing hair are half hidden under their cowls.
Does one of them look more important than the other ones?
No, they're all the same.
Which one's the NPC with the dialogue window above their head?
None of them.
All right, here we go. Excuse me.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else after that. They would look at you
When I get their
and
attention.
I thought you were going to say, "Excuse me," blah 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 blah. But they would look at you. Good afternoon, Miss. What can we do for you on this afternoon?
I was told that there was a Casimir around this area. Would you happen to know who that was?
Yes, Casimir is the leader of our people here in the Vestani camp. Uh, this is his place of home, his place of rest. This is his house.
Is he available to maybe talk with us for a little bit?
One of the ones at the doorway leans in, whispers something which you can't hear, comes back. Well, Casimir wasn't expecting any visitors today, but he doesn't see the harm in a little talk. Uh, yes, you may enter, and they both kind of step aside to allow you two to enter.
See if I can place my token under the monster.
Rawr.
It definitely looks
This
like a ghostly
house,
child.
yeah, the inside of this house is a decorated vestibule and with a comfortable room beyond with a fireplace. Wooden statuettes of elven deities stand in cubbyholes along one wall. A tapestry of a forest hangs on the opposite wall. And Casimir would welcome you in. Uh, Greetings. Um, the guard there says you wish to speak with me. May I ask your names and whatnot?
I'll step over to him and offer my hand. And I'm Iris. Iris Oakenbeard.
Ordin Stoutskin. It's nice to meet you, sir.
I am Casimir Velikov. What made what what brings you to my house to here today? What brings me the pleasure?
I was just trying to learn a bit about the area and what goes on. I'm a bit new here. And I tried striking up a conversation with I guess one of your people, one of the other people in front of one of the houses. And he wasn't rude, but and she'll kind of chuckle. He wasn't very talkative. He said if I wanted to have a conversation with somebody, I needed to come talk to you. I didn't even get to ask any questions. It's not like I was prying or anything. I merely asked if he wanted to have a conversation, and he turned me down and sent me to you.
Ah, yes. The guards that watch over our houses along the outside of the hill are very, I guess, trained. I guess it did not speak with anybody that interacts with them. It the we kind of so, if we talk more than what we are allowed, we fear we will be punished and by the Vistani up on top. Um, we we are mere tools for them, and we wish to
wish not to anger them as much as possible.
Do they hurt you often?
Only when we disobey.
Is it too much to ask if... Is it asking too much to ask what kind of things you do for them?
Whatever they ask of us, whether it be hunting and gathering food for the camp, going into Valaki for provisions and tools, the first line of defense if there were to be any intruders. We do whatever they ask. Or whatever they command, I guess.
Maybe it's asking too much, but why do you do that for them? I
Because
mean, I know you're
we're
enslaved.
forced to.
I know you're enslaved. What if it's not asking too much? What happened there? Did they just show up one day and attack you?
Excuse me. Long ago, my people used to live in Barovia peacefully. But one day, my sister, who was very, very, very beautiful, uh, she was once the Voodoo? Fuck. She was once the betrothed of the lord of these lands, Strahd. One day she... Ooh, where'd it go? Itchy. One day she decided she'd had enough of his courtship and fled the castle. Doing so earned us and all of the Dusk Elves the wrath of Strahd, to be cursed and punished for forever. As you have noticed, here in the Vistani camp, there are no women Dusk Elves. They were all killed, including my sister, as punishment for what had happened. So, to repay these sins, my people are enslaved to Strahd and enslaved to those that serve him.
Wait, you said, do the Vistani serve Strahd?
These ones do.
Oh, I'm gonna give Iris a look. I think we might need to leave.
Please don't say that out loud.
No. I just give you a look.
Okay. You said these ones do? Like, as Ordin's doing that, like, they try to distract attention, keep attention away from that. Iris is like, you said these ones do? Are there more?
There are more Vistani, yes. Not all are evil. But the ones in these camp, they've been tasked on keeping an eye on all of us and making sure we stay in line.
I'm gonna lean in
No.
and be like, you gonna stop me?
Oh, well, I don't know what you're fixing to say.
You might. Okay, if you know Ordin, you know what he's probably about to say.
I mean, I've only known Ordin for a few days.
He's a simple man.
Go ahead.
He's gonna lean in and
no.
say, do you need any help?
I think what I think my friend's being a little presumptuous here. I think what he's asking is oh, what's the best way to put this? That's a little less sounding like we want to start a revolution or something. Let me ask and say, is this something that you enjoy doing?
Is enslavement something you like doing?
Does it sound like it's enjoyable to you, Master Dwarf? Being enslaved and forced to do others' bidding for all eternity as immortal creatures that we are. We have been enslaved for 400 years now. Does that sound like a good thing to you?
Enslavement's never a good thing. But sometimes it's willing, whether they like it or not. I guess that's what I'm asking. Would you enjoy?
Better than. Well,
do you enjoy?
Better being alive and enslaved than dead, like all of our women.
That's a bit more to the point. Would you prefer being alive and enslaved? Or would you prefer trying to get out of it somehow? I guess that's the real question.
That's kind of a grim way to look at it.
That's the cold hard truth of it.
He kind of bows his head a little, and a tear comes to his eye. Being enslaved isn't the worst thing in the world. There are, as long as we obey, we are not physically harmed. But what I do wish is that I have been plagued night after night with nightmares sent to me from my sister. Her spirit has languished in the catacombs below Castle Ravenloft for centuries now. I believe that that she has repented for her many sins and yearns not only to free her but also restore her to life. I ask. Go ahead.
I don't know if we can yet perform the feat of returning someone to life, but the rest we might be able to help with. But just, you see, the thing is, and the reason why we're asking these questions, is it's not something we just do. We're not going to help. We can't. Not even that we're not, but we can't help people that don't want to help themselves. Now, I'm not asking you to take up arms and fight a war or anything. I don't think it has to come to that. But if you're not willing to take care of yourself after things are done, or help if need be, then there's nothing we can do.
That is why I was going to ask a favor. There is a place. I don't even know where it is on the map, so let me look on the map to find where it is.
Well, Derek's looking for that. That's a lot, Ordin. That's a lot less. I don't even know. I don't know the word I'm looking for. That's a lot less pot stirring than I thought you were gonna do.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, Irina.
Why would I just
I wasn't
Irina?
thinking that we were going that direction, but it was more of it was closer to like, hey, do you want to find a war to save your people?
No. He does not want to get other people involved if he can help it. Maybe not the healthiest approach, but
Iris feels close to Ordin, but doesn't know him well enough to know that something crazy may be coming out of his mouth. But Nathan was very worried about what was coming next.
that's
Okay,
why
got
I
it.
prefaced it saying, like, are you sure you want me to say this?
Okay. Casimir would say, "Aye, that is why I would like to ask a favor. The way you have been conversing with me brings me to believe that you aren't here willingly as well, which means you are also the playthings of Strahd. Will you help me in stopping in ending this? That there is a place to the south, southwest that I believe can help um help free Barovia from its curse. This place is known as the Amber Temple. Will you
Okay.
uh, will you accompany me to this temple and help me search for something to help bring Patrina back from the dead, as well as something that could possibly end this curse that is plaguing Barovia?
Um, what
Iris
kind of
will.
place
Oh,
is
go ahead.
this Amber Temple?
Oh, you thought you were going to Kresk?
No, I thought he was gonna say somewhere else.
uh, I don't know much of the Amber Temple, but I believe that there's something hidden there that will will aid us in both of our objectives.
What level do we need to be to conquer it? Though, Iris will, she'll reach up and grip her holy symbol, the symbol of Morden, and she'll look directly into Casimir's eyes and kind of get this more stern or more solemn look on her face. I'll do whatever it takes to write my family name. And this sounds like it might get us in that direction. I've had 2 brothers taken from this. One of them's likely not coming back, unless this thing you said can save him too. The other may be able to be saved, but Strahd's definitely got his clutches on him, if he's not dead already. Either way, whether I can save either of me brothers or not, I'm seeing this thing through to the end.
And I will pipe up and say, I've got someone here that I'm looking for too. If I can save him, I'll do whatever it takes.
And I think this is a good stopping point for tonight.
Iris would, like, the whole level thing was a joke, but Iris would ask, like, if he knows what kind of dangers they would face, if there's preparations they need to do first, because it's not even like not metagaming or anything, but it's like, hey, Ordin told me that my brother got into something that killed him, so I'm gonna be prepared before I go into anything else.
Casimir would reply with, "I do not know what dangers uh, lie within the Amber Temple, but if it if what I believe is there, it will not be easy to obtain."
And when we're ready to go there, do you think the Vistani will just let you walk out of here?
I can always find a task outside of the camp that needs to be done. We are not always watched by by the Vistani, so there's some wiggle room.
We'll find it. We'll find a way to get him out one way or the other.
Hi,
And
Kevin.
Also, do we
Hola.
need your do we need your sister's body before we go there?
No idea. Hey, Kevin, they're wanting to go to the Amber Temple.
No, we just found out about the Amber Temple.
I have not been there yet. I have not read up about the Amber Temple yet. Although my Saturday game is pretty close to it. We should be there maybe this week.
I'll ask
Do you
him.
want to just pick
one-
up with that next week?
Yeah, we'll pick up here next week.
Do you want me to ask my last question, or do you want just pick
Yep,
up with?
go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to ask about the gym. There's also something else we've been tasked with. That's, well, I don't want to get into too much detail about it because it's not mine to tell. But we've been tasked with finding a couple of gems. We found one. We're on the line of another, but there's still one missing. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Or where we might find it? Heard talk anywhere?
Gem? There's plenty of gems here in Barovia.
It'd be a bit of a special gem. Something that's quite coveted.
Not that I know of. Not that I know of, but it's there's always a possibility that what you're looking for is there, and what I'm looking for might be the same thing. But I do not know.
Well, if you hear it, I don't know what we're gonna do about this place. I don't know if we're ready yet. But if it sounds like it's gonna be dangerous. But if you hear anything about a gym that people are wanting to get their hands on very badly, if you wouldn't mind making a note of it and let me know if you see me again, I'd really appreciate it.
And you will see us again.
Of course.
All right. Well, is there anything else? Because that's all I've got.
That's all I would have.
Ordin,
Hey, what's Laurenthar doing right now? Still just 29 stealthing over there doing nothing?
Hitting on some Vistani chicks and getting in trouble.
All right, then you can go ahead and end it, Kevin or Nathan.
All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out, for watching, whether you're watching now or watching on YouTube later. I will get this posted up on YouTube here very soon. I think we've got all of our past episodes except for 2 or 3 up on YouTube if you want to catch up. And then, of course, they're on Twitch for a while as well. We're on for next week, right? Don't have anything coming up yet that we know of?
Yep. Good.
All right. Well, we'll be here next week for more Curse of Strahd, and I have no idea what we're going to get into next, but I guess we'll find out. We will see everybody.
I don't think even Derek knows next time.
He never knows till the day of. We'll see you guys in another dimension.